How's it going, Cosmonauts? I'm Cosmic and welcome back. Today we're back with another Marvel Rivals video, and with it being October, it is finally spooky season again. And for those that have been here for a while, you know I kind of started this channel up again around October of last year, so I'm kind of counting this month as my 1 year anniversary month. Let's go. We did it, chat. We've been mostly for this year. I think I missed 2 weeks in total, but I'm giving myself a round of applause. I'm doing this for free. I don't got no monetization yet, no sponsors, nothing. So this is just for the love of the craft at this point. But without further ado, I thought it'd be fun to come up with some spooky season skins for Marvel Rivals, since I am the Marvel Rivals skin guy at this point. So to start us off, I went with two kind of more spooky variant characters, I guess, starting us off with Capwolf. So I wanted to go over with a little lore for the variant characters. So first appearing in 1992, this was a story where Captain America got turned into a werewolf while looking for John Jameson. This ends up with him teaming up with Dr. Druid, as well as other werewolf-based characters such as Jameson, being the Man-Wolf, as well as Wolfsbane and the Werewolf by Night. They all end up teaming up together to take down Nightshade. This is a cool design. This one, I would not be surprised if we see it. I feel like it's a pretty easy grab and a pretty easy dub. Since they already have the classic suit now, all they have to do is add some rips and give him a werewolf head, and then it's basically there. So, next up is Man Spider. So, this is a really cool one. I saw a lot of people saying they would like to see this as a skin. It'd be very similar how they did the Zombie Strange skin with like the multiple arms thing. But the lore for this one is, one time Spider-Man and Angel went to the Savage Lands, and then they were captured by the Savage Land mutates, which were created by Magneto like years before. And the mutates leader, who is Brainchild, uses them as guinea pigs in an experiment that turns them back into their primordial versions of themselves, leading to the creation of Man Spider, which becomes more of a supervillain later. If this is Peter Parker, I don't understand how that works. Is this one of the clones that becomes Man Spider? Anyway, but he becomes a reoccurring villain, probably from multiversal bullshit, so. Next up is a third option for this. Other than Man Spider and Capwolf, the only other one is kind of like an already existing character that has a Hallween variant, or like a scary variant, is the Punisher with Frankencastle. So, the story with Frankencastle is after the Punisher was killed by Daken, who is the son of Wolverine, Morbius and the Legion of Monsters revived Frank as Frankencastle, basically a Frankenstein's monster version of the Punisher. This was a short-lived thing. He lasted like this until he was turned back into a normal human after interacting with a Bloodstone with the help of Elsa Bloodstone. Next up, since Marvel Zombies got its whole little 4-piece movie thing not too long ago, I thought it'd be fun to pick out a couple of zombie skins since I could see them doing that, since that just released. And I didn't want to do more than 4, because I feel like if you do any more than 4, it's kind of pushing it, and then it gets kind of repetitive. So the 4 that I picked, the first one is the Zombie Iron Man, but I wanted the one from the What If episode, where it's the zombie, it's like zombie Robert Downey Jr. in the Infinity War suit. I like that one. Next up is Zombie Thor. I know we see this in the movie. This is Marvel Zombie show. I guess it's more of a show, but it was originally a movie. I guess we see this a little bit, but I like the comic version better. I think it looks cooler, so I'm putting the comic version here. Next up is the other one from the What If episode. So if you can't tell, there's a little trend. There's 2 What If episode 1s, and then there's 2 comic versions, because I personally haven't seen the Marvel Zombies adaptation yet. So I didn't want to spoil myself too much for that. Except for Thor's design. I saw that. Not really a fan. So, from the What If episode, I went with Zombie Wanda. I just think it's creepy, and I think it would look really cool. And plus, Wanda skins just eat whenever they release them, so it'd be good for Marvel Rivals to release it. Last up is the one from the comics, is Zombie Wolverine. This one I really want to see. I really like the version where his like lower jaw is just so ripped up, it's just like bone. I like that version, where he's in like a comic accurate suit. One little bonus from like Marvel Zombies, but it's not actually a zombie, is the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man from the What If episode. It's just Spider-Man with the Doctor Strange cloak, but it's pretty cool. I prefer to have him to have the mask on. I saw the figures have the mask on, and I like that. Next section up is the like kind of classic monster inspired one. So I went through a bunch of classic monsters, and I was like, okay, which character could this classic monster be a skin for? And starting us off, I went with the creature from the Black Lagoon. For Namor, I feel like that's pretty obvious. Fishman for Fishman.
I got my eyes on you, fish face. Don't step out of line.
Slam dunk. Next up is the Wolfman skin. I felt like Wolverine is very fitting, since he is very animalistic and kind of beastly already. It'd be pretty fitting for him to have a Wolfman skin. Next up is Frankenstein's monster, and for Frankenstein's monster, I went with the Thing. And there's a very specific reason I went with the Thing, and you'll see that. Next up is Invisible Woman, and for her, haha, you see where this is going? Invisible Man. It's a gender-bent version of Invisible Man. I feel like that would be pretty fitting, especially since they both can turn invisible. Except one is optional and one can't turn it off. Here's our connector here. So, I thought it was kind of fitting to make Mr. Fantastic Dr. Frankenstein, since he is kind of responsible for turning the Thing into the Thing, so he is responsible for creating Frankenstein's monster. If you see where I was going with that. Next up is Blade as Dracula. It's the only vampire character. I know Drax's an actual character, but that's the only one I could put for Drax, so that would make sense. Next up is the Mummy. I bet everyone sees this coming. It's Moon Knight. Moon Knight for the Mummy. Very fitting. Next up is a very obvious one. I'm just gonna say who the character is first, because if I say who the skin's for, it's very obvious who the character is. So it's for Banner and it's for the Hulk, and it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because I feel like that would be, I mean, that's what inspired the Hulk to begin with, so it makes sense. Next up is a Phantom of the Opera skin. So my brain went, who's the character that's a performer in this game? If this was a DC version, it would be perfect for Clayface, but it's not. So, who's a performer? Luna Snow, since she's literally a K-pop idol. So, I was thinking a Phantom of the Opera skin for Luna Snow. Be pretty cool. And this one's not really a classic monster, but it kind of is. Not really. Cause the book was written in...
A few moments later.
Book was written in 1974, okay? So that is
A very, very long time later.
51 years ago? And that being Carrie. So with Carrie, I was like, it has to be a telepath, so I gave it to Emma Frost. I felt like that was a very fitting one and would be pretty cool. Here's a couple just random collab skin ideas I had that I mean, none of these are gonna happen, but it's just random ideas that popped in my head while I was making this, so I'm gonna throw them out there. First up is a Neon Genesis Evangelion skin for Penny Parker. The mech pretty much feels like it's based off of the mech from Evangelion, so. Next up is like a Naruto inspired skin for Psylocke. I was thinking just kind of like Kakashi's fit, like the Jonin fit would be pretty cool. Next up is one of my favorite, personal favorite anime characters, which is Spike Spiegel. And taking the Overwatch approach, I went with Marvel Rivals Cassidy, which is Bucky. So, thought that would be pretty cool. Since we got a One-Wing Angel, it only feels fitting that we get a Sephiroth skin for Angela, and turn her spear into the giant sword. It'd be pretty fucking cool. And if we already get a Final Fantasy skin, we get Sephiroth, we have to get Cloud, so give Magic a Cloud skin. One last section before I let you go. This is just 3 just kind of like classical costume skins for characters. Actually 4, I just thought of one. This is a bonus. First up is a toy soldier skin for the Punisher. I feel like this would be pretty funny. Just imagine the Punisher painted all green, and maybe his gun shoots Nerf darts or something, like kind of like the summer skin. So next up is a Robin Hood skin for our Archer, of course that being Hawkeye. I felt like this is one that I really could see happening. It's a pretty easy one, and I feel like it would be really cool, to be honest. Next one is a like Bruce Lee tracksuit kind of style for Iron Fist. In editing, I thought if we did really want to change out the Bruce Lee skin to be on a different character other than Iron Fist, you could swap it out for Daredevil, as his like billy clubs kind of look like chain, or I guess they are kind of chain nunchucks. It makes sense. Next up is a firefighter skin for Johnny, because I think that'd be funny, and that's the one that just popped in my head randomly. Some random skins ideas that I could throw out there for the Halloween season. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section, or if you have any video idea suggestions or anything you'd like to see me cover, put those in the video comments as well. If you liked the video, please leave it a like. If you didn't like it, you can always dislike it. If you really want to help me out, you can always subscribe. It is free, and we are trying to hit 500 subs by Halloween. Plus, last time I checked, like 5% of my viewers are actually subscribed to me. So if we could bump that up a little bit, that'd be appreciated. If you made it this far in the video, you are an MVP. Thank you for watching. Peace.